Hi, Ben here from Trout and Fly Fishing. We're here today at our product testing field in Windham, Maine to check out the 2016 Sage lineup. And I've got with me today the new 9-foot 5-weight Sage Mod. Now the Mod fits between the 1 and the Circa in Sage's lineup, and it's billed as a moderate action rod similar to what that old ZXL was. Sage designed the new Mod specifically for trout, and they've called it the 7-iron of their lineup because you don't need to pull out that driver on a par 3. We're going to show you how this rod casts, but first we're going to start with some of the key components of this rod and show you what we like about it. Starting from the bottom, we've got a gloss black single uplocking reel seat paired with a pretty cool Zebrawood insert. And Zebrawood's a little bit lighter and a little bit more exotic than some of the woods that Sage has used in the past. I think it stands out a little bit. Then we've got that great snub nose half wells grip. I really like this grip. It's one of my favorite features of this rod. As we go up, we've got a jade colored blank. It's really kind of a bright green, similar to what the old TCX was. And really above that, it's just a Sage. It's built with nothing but the finest wraps and the same hard chrome snake guides and hard chrome stripping guides that you see on every Sage rod. So let's get out there and give it a cast. So we're starting, as we always do, with a Sage Mod at 30 feet, which is our first trout distance. And you can definitely feel the Mod loading at this distance, even with Rio Gold, which is a really nice trout line. I would say that you could even put a more presentation specific line on this rod, like Rio Trout LT. And it's pretty good. I'm able to get nice tight loops, definitely better than the 1, which we'll be casting in a minute. I will say though, it's still a little bit on the quick side for 30 feet, or maybe it just needs to be loaded a little bit more because it's not a 10 out of 10, but I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 at 30 feet. So how does the 1 compare to the Mod at 30 feet? Well, first off, it's obviously a faster rod. So you're getting less feel on that back cast, even when this is loaded with Rio Grande, which is a heavier, more forward taper. But that said, I don't know if it's the familiarity with this rod or what. It's not that much worse, even at this close distance. So backing up to our second distance, 45 feet, the Mod is really fantastic. You can really feel the power of that kinetic technology loading this rod, and it's just effortless to hit this target. Now, it doesn't have the highest line speed, so if this were a windy day, I'd probably be less happy with the rod, but as it stands right now, this is really fantastic for this medium distance. And we're able to just create perfect presentations, even with Rio Gold. I'm gonna give this rod a 9.5 out of 10 at 45 feet. So compared to the 1 to the Mod at 45 feet, the 1 is probably similar in accuracy, but does it with a lot higher line speed. So you're able to deliver a bigger fly with a lot more performance. The 1 is the rod that you're gonna want into the wind at this distance for sure. So taking the Mod back to 60 feet, it's pretty clear that this rod is not designed for this. Sage talks about the Mod being a 7-iron, and you don't always need a driver. Well, at 60 feet, this is more like your 3-iron distance. But it actually can get there. It would not be my everyday rod at this distance. But if you're willing to slow down your cast, that kinetic technology really kind of trampolines that rod forward. And it's actually pretty accurate at this distance. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10 at 60 feet. So where the Mod is challenging to cast at 60 feet, the 1 is really easy. Just delivers tons of line speed and gets that fly there every time. If you're making long presentations to trout, even when you want more delicate ones, in any kind of conditions, the one is a far better choice. So I think Sage hit the nail on the head when they called the new mod the 7-iron of their lineup. It's not a wedge, that's sort of the circa, and it's certainly not a driver where they have the one in the method. It fits right into that middle casting range that a lot of anglers make all the time when they're trout fishing. And particularly here on the East Coast, where we don't have big rivers and we're not throwing a lot of big flies, the mod is going to work really, really well. I liked it at 30 feet and I really liked it at 45 feet. And it was okay in calm, ideal conditions, even at 60 feet. But I felt that I had to kind of slow my casting stroke down and really work at it a little bit. So another thing that we did while we were testing the mod is kind of compare it to the one. And we did that because when I was down at iCast, I cast the mod and it seemed a little bit quick to me. What became really obvious right away is that there's really no overlap between these two rods. The one is the intermediate to expert caster, fast line speed, all around trout rod. Definitely a better Western rod, whereas the mod is exactly what Sage has designed it for. It's the 7-iron, it's the short to medium distance rod, and it's definitely going to be an easier rod to cast for the beginning and intermediate anglers. It's really going to make those short casts a lot easier. And on the other hand, it doesn't really need or necessarily even like to be double hauled. We've got this paired with a pretty heavy reel. This is the Sage Domain 5. And it actually balances the rod okay. And in fact, you could even put a heavier reel on it, which means it's a little bit heavier in the tip than, say, the one. Or, thought about a different way, it's got a little bit less weight further back. So you're definitely going to want to think about how this rod balances and how you're going to be using it when you select the reel. We also cast this rod today with Rio Gold, which I think was a great choice. And in fact, I might even go to a slightly longer taper like a Rio Trout LT if I wanted that extra presentation. The Sage mod retails for $850 and is available with free second-day air shipping from TroutandFlyFishing.com. If you have questions about the mod or just want to talk to one of our staff, you can give us a call at 888-413-5211. Reach out to us 24/7 on the web at support@TroutandFlyFishing.com. And don't forget to leave us a comment in the box below if you like this video. I'm Ben, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.